Hello, hello, everybody. All right, so I'm a little bit behind. I'm waiting to catch up with everything. Hope everybody is doing good today. This is AJ, the CEO, and I don't have my light on. I hopefully have enough natural light going on and stuff like that. All right, let me get rid of this echo here. All right, so like I said, I'm a little bit behind because I'm ahead and then I'm watching to make sure everything shows up. So, hello, King Rishneel, Caleb, Stacy, Bill, Anton, Monwa, Bishop Nesby, Millet, King Piccolo, Calvin. Hello, 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 and hello. Wait a minute, I'm gonna get on a different camera here. All right, here we go. So I hope everybody's doing good. I started off a little bit early, so let's go ahead and jump into some of the questions here. And I'm going to start with the very beginning here. While I'm doing that, I hope everybody's having a good day. How do you do multicams in OBS, and can you add custom lower thirds to OBS? The answer is yes and yes to both of those. Let me see. I got a webcam right here. I got another one here somewhere. Hold on. Oh, yes, right here. All right. So we got two webcams here. So let's see what we can do so we can demonstrate this. So I'm gonna hook this other one up as well as I can unplug this. And we're gonna hook up this other one here. So I have a Logitech 920C, and then this is a 650 or something like that. So let me set this up right here on my monitor. Let's plug this in so that we have two cameras. All right, so now let's go ahead and cut over to the computer. Oh, wait a minute. I have the wrong computer plugged in. Hold on. Let's see. There we go. That's the right one. So now if we cut over. All right, so now you can see this, and let me get rid of this image here so you can actually see this. Monitor. All right, so I'm here on a blank OBS, and let's make a new scene to do this. And I'll just say, call it Q&A. All right, so I have two actual webcams here. So first thing I'm gonna do is go to a video capture device, and I'll say call this webcam 1. And this is the 615 here. So I will do a custom. I'm gonna do this to take up the entire screen. All right, so we got that one here. Now, if you wanted to add another camera on the exact same scene, you would do the exact same thing, and we'll just call this webcam 2. And it should show up our second webcam, which is the 920, like I said. And boom, there you go. So let me crop this a little bit. All right, so now this is how you can have multiple. Now I'm using my A10 mini right now for this, so technically I could have a third. You can add as many as you want. It's just depending on, do you have the connections on your computer, and do you have enough horsepower to handle it? So yes. Now, and I'm gonna do this really cheaply just to show you how this will work. If I did a lower third here, I don't know what this one is. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think this is pointing to anything. Let's see. Let's say I just use this image just for the sake of needing something. So if I come in here and resize this happens to be one of the designs of my shirts that y'all will see pretty soon, which helps fund the ways to do these giveaways and stuff like that. So let's see. Let's shrink this one a little bit so you can see it. So I mean, yeah, granted, no, it's not a lower third, but you can imagine this could be a logo. It could be anything like that. So yes, you can do this. And now, if you wanted to, you can come in here and say, we're going to turn this one. First off, let's duplicate this. And I don't know why my I've been having an issue. Just so y'all know, everything doesn't work perfectly here. My OBS and my ATEM is flickering for some odd reason. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm in the process of trying to figure that out. But anyway, I would come over here. Let's make a duplicate of that scene. And then now we'll turn off camera number 1 on this scene, but then on scene number 1, we'll turn off number 2. So now you have 2 scenes that will go between each one of the cameras being active. All right. So I hope that answered your question. Let's go to number 2. Hello, Stacy. I think I already said that. Simple way to have your motion lower thirds for Facebook. To encourage you to subscribe. One thing, when it comes to your live stream in general, and I do the same thing on my YouTube channel, is you need to actually prompt people. And this kind of goes in line with what you're saying is anytime y'all are doing this for your church, or I do the same thing here, you always want to suggest like, subscribe, sharing. You want to keep that text anywhere on your screen, whether it be a static graphic like this or something else. So let's cut back over here and let's play around with that. So we already did it in one way by just using this setup to where you can just add a static image that has the like, subscribe, to share, all this other stuff that you wanted to do. And while my head is cut off here, there we go. You can always add that graphic here, and I've been meaning to do this, and I'm going to do this as a separate video as well too. And I'm trying to speed through this to add everything. So let's just do something real tacky. I'm just going to call this all red. All right, so I'm going to do this as a lower third, and this is what I'm going to do as a breakout as well too. So let's add an image here. I'm going to do that all red that I just made. Let's stretch this out. I'm going to bring this down here as if it was a lower third. And now what I'm going to do is add text over top of this. And we're going to do like, subscribe, and share. Something like that, right? Let's resize this. I'm going to put it over top of that bar here. Now, the one thing that somebody has asked me about, I'm going to come in here as well and do, hold on, let me fix something real quick. So we can have this in here, and then we're going to come into this text and we're going to add a filter, and we are going to add a scroll. And we want this to loop. And I don't want to limit the width. Now, why is my scroll not working? I guess I might have to come back to that one. The idea is meant for it to span the length of, maybe I need to put some more text on it. Oh, it is moving. I just didn't have enough, put enough stuff in there. So let's put a space in here and just say Prototype Church Online Giving, Cash App, AJay the CEO, you can put whatever stuff that you want on here. So now you can change the speed as well too if it's not going fast enough for you. So we got that. So now you got the scrolling text that's going on, and let's do this horizontal speed. Let's increase that a little bit. All right, so you can do something like that to where it's gonna cycle through everything, and just like we did, you can make that as a scene and take that away, so it's only gonna be up for certain times. Like I do that with our online giving. It's a different scene. I just bring that up only when I need it, so I don't leave it on the entire time. So you can always play with that. You can add as much stuff as you want. You can also have this being fed by a text file, so you don't need to touch this. There are a bunch of ways that you can do that. All right. Let's see. Thank you for those who were saying congrats on the 10,000. I want to say thank y'all because obviously I didn't add myself 10,000 times. Y'all did, so I appreciate that. Good evening from South Africa. Good evening to y'all as well too. How can I add scene backgrounds for giving and outros? This is for Bishop Nesby. This is kind of like the same way. So if I come over here to our offering, I have just images that I've loaded and put that as a source, similar to what we just did. We just come in here, and y'all can't see it. I need to put it up here. So in here, we just come in and you just add your source, or you can add video, do whatever there. Because like if I do this outro, it was just video that I just added, and you do that as a media source. If it's a static image, you just add image, just like we did with that little logo that we did, the shirt design. You can put that on there. So hopefully that answers your question. Please let me know if that wasn't exactly what you were looking for. Let's see. Have you used the HT for long cable runs before? Ethan Adams, yes, I have. I actually just installed that in the install that I did at Mount Zion First African Baptist Church in Charlottesville. That is what I used to feed into the projector that was in the ceiling as well. And let me find the right screen so that I can show you exactly which video that is. So that was St. Paul's. Yeah, under this fellowship hall audio video makeover, that's the one where I use the Ori HD base T over Ethernet there. They already had one that was feeding from their sanctuary, but I added another one for their Blu-ray player, laptop, and TV connections there to feed into the projector. The one in the sanctuary just goes directly Ethernet into the projector. The one that I'm using had a receiver and transmitter. That's what I used. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. And I think I minimized the screen I was looking at. All right. William Jones, hello. Kurt, hey. I'm looking for a camera recommendation for the rear of the sanctuary. Fixed, not PTZ. Has to be PoE, NDI to use with OBS vMix, so I can do it. Now, honestly, I would say the new PTZ optics, kind of like what Ethan was saying, would fit the bill for that. I've been wanting to play with some of their stuff, but again, kind of like a lot of y'all, I am on a budget, and most of the budget stuff is out of my own pocket, so it hasn't been something really a need for me to buy one yet. But if I'm looking at this other one, if the website would come up the way I want it to instead of hitting all these other buttons. So yeah, so this is kind of like that static shot one. Now, me personally, I use the Marshall electronics camera in the back, but I don't know if they've updated anything new so that it could satisfy similar to what you're talking about. But this PTZ optics will fit what you're talking about, similar to what Ethan was saying. Steven, how can I keep multi-language in lower third? In lower third of what? I need to know what program you're doing your lower thirds. Because, I mean, technically, you can put it in text, you can do it in a notepad, you can do it whatever, or you can make them static. Now, Worship Extreme currently does not support changing the language natively inside the program, but you can add other languages to be displayed. I mean, honestly, you can just put them the way you want to as a static image, and you can do it whichever way you want to. William is asking, any tips on using NDI and OBS to live stream using both Android and Apple devices as capture devices? Not sure if you didn't already do it. I did do a video about those, but like I said, let's say this again, because I know people have asked me about this. Can you use NDI to do that stuff? Yes. Me personally, I don't use that at my church just because NDI is cool. It really is. I use it here when I'm trying to capture different displays. But for video and audio, it takes a lot of work to get that done. And even if you get that stuff done, if you're using a wired connection, if somebody comes in and starts streaming Netflix in your church and you don't have your network segregated so that it doesn't impact, you could tank your whole setup. So yes, it can be done. And I did that because somebody asked me to talk about a video about that. Me personally, I would not use that. That's just me. I would use it if it was for video only and I don't need to sync it with audio, because once you start introducing other devices, it starts to become a nightmare to keep all of those in sync. And yes, on purpose, I am leaving my mic in the shot. King Piccolo, does anyone make edible lower thirds for Resolve? I mean, honestly, DaVinci Resolve, you can actually make them yourself. In the canned ones that they have, those are really simple. Now, if you really want to get into it, which I haven't had a reason to get into it yet, you can do all the same stuff you do in After Effects. You can do it in Fusion. But that is a steep learning curve. Like I said, I play around with Fusion. I have not put anywhere the amount of time I need to actually learn how to do it well. Let's go down some more. I have a JVC HD camera. Can those work with OBS? Honestly, any camera will work that has any type of clean HDMI out or SDI out that goes into whatever capture device that you have that OBS can see. So yes, any camera will work. Is there a way to keep my face, voice on the screen while doing online giving part of your stream? Why, yes, you can. So like, for example, and make sure I don't unplug what I don't need to. Let me throw my green screen up here for a second and I will show you exactly how you would do that. I need to make it perfectly on this screen. So now I have this. Let's go ahead and hit the magic button on OBS, which is chroma key. And I'm gonna hit chroma key right there. And there you go. So I could put, and I don't have anything right now to, let me bring up Worship Extreme and maybe I can, well, no, you said online giving. So I can come in here and say I changed this image to, I don't even have nothing on this computer to do my online giving right now. Hold on. I'm trying to find something so I can pull that up here. Yeah, I don't have an image right now. Let me move something real quick so I can satisfy that question. So online giving. All right, let me copy this image over. Y'all keeping me on my toes today. That's a good thing. All right, so I'm gonna bring this image over. So hope you can get an idea of this. So, I have a green screen. I'm doing it that way, but you could do it multiple other ways as well too, to where you just shrink the image. And again, OBS works in layers. So if you come over here in OBS, you want to start stacking your stuff so that will work. So you have, and I'm on the wrong scene. So if I have stuff like this in my scene, I can put my image behind me, behind the camera, and I will add that same image as well. And I think it was online giving number 5 is what I used. So we can have that here, but as you can see, it's on top. We need to move it down, and now it will be behind. So like if you were doing something like this, and then your camera, you're moving it, you can resize it and stuff like that, then that's a way you can have both on the screen at the same time without doing a green screen. Or if I just simply turned on a filter and a green screen, a chroma key, excuse me, on what I have right now, now you get the same effect. You see my camera that's still in the shot right there, but hopefully that answers your question. All right, let's see, next question. Caleb, hey AJ, how to know the resolution of DSLR webcam output? I found it is not the recording output resolution. Yeah, like when you do your recording output that your camera natively does, and let me change this background because this is annoying. I don't want that. And I don't even remember where I placed my background. All right, so let me go ahead and then just turn off chroma key. I think that would make it easier. All right, so you just got a green background now. All right, so when you have your device, you have two different outputs. You have the output that's natively from when you're recording, but then like this camera here, this one actually outputs in 4K. It records in 4K, but it does not output over HDMI at that resolution. And why do I have all my sound on? So anyway, that's what you gotta be mindful of. Now, normally in your camera, there is some form of HDMI output resolution that you would have to test. Again, I'm not 100% sure where that is. Give me the model of your camera, and maybe I can look up something and find that out. Thank you, Pterodoc2. Yes, we hit 11,000 subscribers. Thank you. And I'm gonna throw this out here. We are doing another giveaway when we hit 20,000 subscribers, but that is for the people in the For Me Media Group only. Want to show them some love over there first. But the whole goal is every step that we move up, I want to give back to the community. I think 2 days ago we gave away a license to vMix, some custom shirts for eMissionary that will soon be showing up under YouTube. All the profits from that go to the pool so we can build computers, buy cameras, buy software to give back to the community. So that's where that stuff goes. So if you like this type of stuff, I'm not doing a Patreon or nothing like that at this time. I ask that y'all support that or any of the digital items that I sell, because that profit goes back into buying the computers, buying the cameras to raffle off as giveaways to y'all great subscribers. How do I create my intro videos? Let me show you how I do that. First off, let's cut over here to the computer. First thing I do is I go over to videohive.net, and on here I have purchased a kind of kit a template that somebody else has already made. So this is actually my most recent one if you started to see the changes. And inside of here, it comes with a bunch of items. Like I haven't used the intro. You've seen a couple of those. You'll see I used that one for a thank you. and for lower thirds and stuff like that. So I download those, and then these are in After Effects. You need a secondary program to do that. So inside of here, let me close this down, and I was actually editing a video before I started. I need to finish that up. One of my friends is a barber, and they're getting ready to open back up in limited supply based off of what the state is allowing. But say, for example, I'm going to open up my church's one because I do the same thing for my church. So inside of here, actually, this is the wrong one. This is the exact same one I just showed you. Let me open up mine. No, this was the church's. I got stuff all over the place. I need to reorganize my files on my computer. Yes, I know files are missing. So inside of here, I'll do like lower thirds for the church. And it's already pre-made. So I come in here, I just double click on this, and now I can come in here and just type in a person's name, and I actually got it in lower quality. Let me bump this up. So I can come in here, change the text, change the font, do whatever, because the animation was already made inside that template. So all I have to do is come in here, and where did I put it? Yeah, I just come in here and just type the name. So I can come in here and say, like that. All right, and then I come out here and then render this as a PNG, or I render it out as a video, and it's a solid background, and then I can color key that out. Or if I do it as a slideshow of images, it's already transparent, so I just upload it. That's how I do in my video editor. So like if I'm here in my video editor, let me do one screen so it's easier for y'all to see. And it's acting up because I didn't have my secondary display on. And Bishop, I will show you that while I'm waiting for DaVinci Resolve to open up. So your transitions, I'm going into studio mode. Say I am doing something like this. The fade just works that way. It's right natively right in the center. You can always come in here, the down arrow, change the size. You can hard code your intro and outro, so like it always plays a certain thing when you transition. But that's the real simple way to actually do it. You have to be in studio mode to use the key, but I don't use studio mode. But when I switch, mine natively will cut over. So here, if I had the fade in between mine, then it would do that transition. That's how you would do that. And DaVinci Resolve will not open. So give me 1 second to... It is closed. Why is it not opening? I'm going to get back to show you that one part of software. Oh, now it's opening. So I'm coming back to you. Judah Christian Church, hello. Anthony, I'm going to get to you once this opens back up so I can just show you what it looks like. Try low, I guess. Is there any way we can do a Zoom chat and you can mentor me through Facebook live streaming? I need help. Yes, if you need help, please go to my consultations here. You can come here, and I've already had 3 consultations this morning so far. So if you come over here, and whenever it shows up, you can book something based on my time here, and we'll set up a Zoom call and walk through. I did that with about, like I said, 3 other people this morning. So that's the easiest way to set up with me, just because time is getting kind of tight with the stuff I can and can't do. So let me open this up so I can show you this last thing from Anton, and let me move this over. And again, my apologies if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. So inside of here, let me show you the end results of my stuff. So this is just a collection of everything that I normally do. So inside of here, I have lower third. So this is what is made. The output of that After Effects package made 176 images that if you put them down, they just play them as a slideshow together. And that's how it does that. So if I have live video, so let me grab a video. I flew my drone the other day. I hadn't gotten out in a while. So let's see. So if I take this drone footage over here, and I just wiped out what I did. I need to add it here. All right, so I have my drone footage here, and that's how I just layer it on top of each other, because everything is transparent. And that's how I'm able to add those graphics and do everything like that, because all of the stuff that I have on here works the same way. So my intro that y'all see at the very beginning works the exact same way. That is a template that's been made. And all of these are nothing but static images, because if I come in here and show you, open file location, it's all these images, and it just plays them as a slideshow. That's how that works. All right. New Life Community. Hello, Patton. How can we place webcams at the front of the church once we return to a normal service so that we can stream with a computer in the control room? Honestly, if you're gonna do, I wouldn't do a webcam. But if you need to do a webcam, I would do, it depends on how far away that is too, because USB has a length limit as well on how far you can go. Honestly, the time you probably put into it with cabling and stuff like that, you could do kind of like these HDMI extenders. And where did I put it? I have an HDMI extender around here somewhere. That would honestly be easier with a regular camera and a capture device. That's what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend putting a webcam, but I don't know your situation. That's what I would think would work. Cliff, we're looking for a budget computer. What are reasonable specs for an upgradable starter setup? I actually did this in my, I need to update it, the $1,000 church live streaming bundle. That is still in spec with what was recently given away. So this is kit.co/AJaytheCEO, where I put kind of these systems together, and I list the parts that everybody can use. So that was the old one. I mean, the newer one. So yeah, this is, the live streaming bundle. Again, these parts haven't really changed. I updated this to the newer processor. You can change the camera out to whatever. If you already have one, you don't have to worry about it. But this goes through everything: motherboard, the amount of memory, my capture card of choice. But if you already have one, none of my nose is itching. I use the Decklink Mini Recorder 4K. And this pretty much runs through everything. Now, I like this because you can always add a new processor into it. You have space to add another graphics card if you want. You can add more memory. You can add hard drives. You can do, it's a good base. And I mean, this is a test right now. Oh, I can't do it because I'm logged in. Normally, you can go in here and say, press a button and put everything in your cart, and they'll show you the price of everything, but I can't do that under here, I guess, because I'm logged in. But that's honestly what I would say. I wouldn't go anything lower than the Ryzen 3200G. I thought I had this around here. Oh, yeah, I was working on a video last night. This is the AMD G200GE. This is a $50 card, and I was actually live streaming with this. The video will come out soon. I'll show you. This is bare bones, but you get bare bones performance. For double this price, you can get the Ryzen 3200G, and it's perfectly fine to handle live streaming. That's what's at my church. But that base, that PC, would get you, that's a good foundation because you can always add other stuff later to upgrade to where you need to go. Hope that answers your question. William Jones, hey, no problem. Sarah Rodriguez, what do I need to connect my soundboard to OBS? It depends on your soundboard. You really, let me cut over to this camera here. And let me see if I can show you what I got working here. All right, so what I have here is my soundboard that's collecting everything right now. I am coming out over USB into my computer. That's how I'm capturing my audio. Now, I could come out with 1/4 inch. If you had another one, like anything else, like at my church, we do digital out. There's also XLR out. You either need an interface that connects to your computer, or like with the ATEM Mini here, I could come out off of my headphones and then go into one of these stereo jacks, mic jacks there if I wanted to. So I need a little bit more info on your setup, but technically that's really all you need. I mean, even if you were going into your computer, you can go one of these outputs and go into a stereo connection and go into the line in on your computer. And that's pretty much all you need. D Johnson, are you still doing phone consultations? Our live stream has to get better. Yes, I am. You can set up that stuff on my website, ajayhomes.com/consultations. It's mapped to my calendar, so that time is my available time. Bill Andre, what program do you recommend that might be a step up from Canva? Honestly, free, I would go with GIMP. GIMP is a good program. I use that especially for those who are a budget tight. It's completely free. Opens up Photoshop files, everything like that, gives you the same functionality. I ended up going back with Photoshop and Adobe only because I actually was able to get a student account. So I only pay $19 a month for all the apps, since they're on a monthly payment model. Again, it works perfectly fine. And again, I've been using Photoshop for over 15 years, so that's what I'm comfortable with. But GIMP, I've used that. That's what I have at church because we don't have Adobe there. So I do Canva, then go to GIMP. GIMP can open up everything Photoshop can. So, excuse me, that's a good alternative. Bishop Nesby, no, you don't have to apologize. That's what this is for. Q&A with AJay. Nimba Pilot. We mostly use wireless mics. My question is, how can we get the audio from the mic and camera into OBS? When I connect the camera in OBS, I can see the image, but no audio. All right, so in OBS, when you're capturing audio, there's one setting you have to change. So if I cut back over here, and I'm gonna go to this. So right now I have my webcams, but as you see, actually I'm not getting nothing on here. Oh, come on now. Oh, here we go. All right, so here you see I'm not getting any audio. So what you need to do is in your settings, come inside of your capture device, go to properties, scroll all the way down, and check off use custom audio device, and then select your audio device, which I'm just going to use the webcam audio. And wait a minute. Uh-oh. Tango down. What's going on? Oh, I was on the wrong camera. See, this is why I don't use studio mode. I did it on the wrong one. So come to properties, use custom audio, point that to the camera, and see now we're capturing audio. You got to make sure you're doing that on your source. So that's maybe the reason why you're not getting audio. Nimba's second question is, do we need the Blackmagic Web Presenter? No, please do not buy that. That output only lets you do 720, and you still need a computer to do that. And that device is like $650. For that price, you could bought two ATEM minis that will do the same thing. The Web Presenter was good when it came out, but they have other products that render that product useless. And like I said, it can only do 720p. First Baptist Rosenberg, we need to replace the mic pack and receiver used by our pastor. I wonder if you could give a little direction on what to look for and what to watch out for. We're using a Behringer X32. I guess it's a level of comfort, whichever one that you want. Now, some people might say it's crazy, but I've had a lot of pastors that like the fact when I showed them these Rode wireless goes. It makes it really easy. You can get the lavalier like I normally have as well on here to clip on, and it works well. The only thing is you have to control all the audio from the booth, and this works well, and I can't do it because I'm actually using the XLR jack for this, but I just have the output from the receiver plugged into an XLR adapter, and I plug this into the board. I've had this hooked up with a Roland M400 at my church. I've used it as well to a Behringer at another church just to test out. So it works it works well. All right. Oakdale Baptist, I'm running 3 displays. I want to capture display 2 on OBS, so when I go to display capture in OBS, I can't find display 2, saying it's not on the same CPU or something. Is there any way around that? I need a little bit more information on that one. I'm not 100% sure why you're getting that issue. Taylor Haberfield, I'm on the media team at... Oh, you're welcome. So that was the church who won the PC. Awesome. I was going to say that name looks familiar, and I forgot. I just sent you an email to confirm that you got the computer. So glad it's working for you and you got it. Also, let me know. Share a link with me when y'all start live streaming with it. I like to see and get an understanding what your experience is between what you did before and what you're doing now. So cool. Also, do you have any video comparing OBS with vMix? First Baptist Rosenberg. No, I do not. I'm actually working on those. So that's going to be a minute, but I am working with those. Benjamin Thompson with the AJay UTAP, SDI, and Canon XA45. What is the best way to get audio? Honestly, with that XA45, if you don't have a soundboard, they have XLR sound built into that camera. That will honestly be the easiest way. If not, pull it directly from the board. Now again, you can pull it from the board and go into the camera and then let the camera's output feed into the UTAP, and then you don't need to run a cable into your computer. You can just let the camera process that from your board or from an external mic. That's probably the easiest way to do that. Paul, hey AJ, thanks for the service and help you provide. Hey, you're welcome. Bishop Nesby, what's the fee for my consultations? My consultations are $75 for 45 minutes. I say 45 minutes because that was what Zoom limited to me to. But, you know, like I said, I'm not about trying to knock people upside the head. Yeah, if you try and hold me on a call for over 3 hours, then yes, we're going to have to do $75 an hour. But I try to make sure mainly the consultation is because at this point it's kind of hard for me to answer everybody's emails. And I know a lot of people need help, but like I said, at this point, especially even with my own church, I can't sit down and dedicate a lot of time for just one person unless there's something I need to set up, like, you know, an event like I did with Charlottesville. They hired me to do that. So, you know, that compensates for my time. That's all. We're going to do a couple more, then we're going to cut this out. I had an issue with the background when I use virtual backgrounds. It makes my image look blurry. Probably need to play around with that a little bit more. I need a little bit more information on that to try and help you with that. Is Blackademic Trivia. Is there a lagging issue when streaming from Zoom to YouTube using OBS? No. That's all dependent on your system, as well as your internet connection as well. Thank you, King Piccolo. Can you repeat the link and post a link of where to get the video template? That is Video Hive, and I'll put it here, videohive.net. And honestly, if you haven't, sign up for them, because they give out free stuff every month out of all of their suite of websites. So if I go back over here, so every month they give out free stuff. So they give out this free graphic that you can use in After Effects. They give out free templates for websites sometimes. Oh, well, this is a graphic, excuse me. Then they give out code for websites if you want to do that. They give out themes for websites, landing pages, or full websites. They give out 3D objects. They give out background music. And this is inspiring, uplifting acoustic travel. Let's see what that sounds like. Well, y'all can't hear that because I'm not capturing desktop audio. But again, I'm getting a lot of music from them because you got it. Now you have the license. So if you ever get hit for a license issue, you have a license to use it. So this is when, if you get a strike, you print out the license that they gave you with that song and it's like, hey, remove your strike, please. I have a license to use this music. And then they also sometimes give you static images that you can use as well too. And they give that out free every first of the month, well, throughout the entire month. Like King Piccolo was saying, I still have my book, which was kind of interesting that I wrote this before all this is done. It was Modern Media Ministry Made Easy: How to Let Your Sermons Outlive You. And it's yes, it does some technical stuff, but the first part is about the mindset of understanding. And I hope by now everybody realizes this is before any of this was in place. Everybody recognizes the importance of media ministry and how these tools, these skills are essential now. They're not just a nice thing to have. They're necessary. That's why y'all are here. And I appreciate that. Elder Strong the third, thank you for joining. VBM Nation, are you familiar with the Mevo camera which we use to stream? Yes, I am familiar with it. I haven't touched them personally. I have a bunch of churches who've contacted me and I've helped them with that, but need a little bit more info on your question. Elder Strong, question is, how do we go about connecting my Toshiba laptop to the mixer to improve my audio? For it, I mean, honestly, if you if you don't have a line out like an XLR or a 1/4-inch cable to a stereo that can plug into the mic or the line in of your computer, I am a big fan of the Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. That would give you everything that you need. I honestly haven't gotten one because I used to have a Presonus. I sold that to a church. I use this Behringer mixer that works for me. But before, honestly, this would work because you can plug in, you can get as many connections as you need, but you can come directly from the board, most likely XLR, or you can get one of these so you can do a 1/4-inch or XLR, and then it'll come out USB into your computer. That's what I'm doing right now with my Behringer to connect sound with my Rode mic into my live streaming system, and I marry them together in OBS. Oh, one last thing. If y'all are sending me comments, I'm not ignoring you. It's just that for whatever reason, YouTube is taking its time to send me when I get new comments, so I don't see them all. So I know some people, I'm responding to them and it's like 3 days later. It's because that's when it actually showed it to me. So again, I'm not ignoring anybody. I only see what's there in the comments that YouTube in the back end is showing me when somebody sends me a comment. Where am I at? Did I miss my? Oh, it pushed my question all the way out. Oh man, let me find where I was at. Okay, here it goes. VBM Nation is I'm running currently through live stream to both platforms, but recently saw another church using StreamYard and really liked the software. Are you familiar with StreamYard? Yes, I did a video with them. I mean, I did the free version. It was cool. I am just not a fan of paying for software monthly. That's just me. Even though I do Adobe, I'd rather not. I like kind of the free stuff. vMix, I like them because it's a one-time payment. OBS, I really like them because they don't cost nothing. StreamYard works. I mean, it's really good. If there was a way that you only had to pay it once and don't have to pay it monthly, then I would think it's even better. And you want to know, are you familiar with StreamYard? And if so, you know if you can get that to work with the Mevo. Honestly, I don't think the Mevo doesn't play nice with some external stuff. To get the Mevo to work, you got to do a lot of hacking to get it done. It's even at the point I wouldn't even want to go down that task. I want it to be something that's easily repeatable. So if I'm not there, somebody could set it up as well. So the Mevo actually is more in focus with the live stream studio, like with live stream and Vimeo. But again, that software is a piece of trash, honestly. If you don't have the right, let me take that back. It doesn't work if you don't have it on the right system. I'll put it that way. Let's see. Emicia Jones, sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Our Facebook live stream dropped. Do we need to change our settings? Speed test is that? Yeah, if your upload speed is at 4.1 megabits, I mean that's really low. That's really low. I need to know. It could work, but it all depends on your settings. I need some more information about that. I wouldn't obviously even try and do 1080p, 720p at 30 frames a second, and then it also depends on your bit rate, video bit rate. I wouldn't do anything over maybe 1500. But honestly, I think the easier thing is call your provider, see if they can give you some faster speed, because that's what we were using at first. And then I called them when I got permission to access to our account. We were able to triple our speed for $50 less than what we were paying. Larry Blackman, what is the most forgotten item when starting from scratch besides the capture card? Make sure that your computer is fast enough to handle it. That's the one thing that most people forget about. They think that they just got a computer and it'll work, and they don't really realize how strenuous live streaming is. And then the next thing is to make sure your internet is right, not your download, your upload speed, similar to what we were just talking about. Joshua Mata, hey, can you give me some ideas on how I can connect my Studio Live personas to an HP laptop? Studio Live personas. I mean, it should be straightforward. Does it have USB out? What's the output? I'll look it up here in a second. And honestly, follow up with me in an email to questions@ajhomes.com, and I can follow up if you still had any more detailed stuff outside of what I'm going over. Aaron Wilson, do you have any videos explaining audio mixing for video? No, I'm still a novice at that. Actual mixing and stuff like that, outside of the mixing that I do when I do my editing, that is a field that I'm still trying to learn from professional mixing. All I do is output to my video. That's it. I don't do any balancing, stuff like that. I mean, I make it good to where I sound fine. That's about the most that I do. It's some kind of adapter that, yeah, Joshua, send me an email, and I can follow up on you with that. Paul, I'm not even gonna try and pronounce your last name. Which one is better, by the way, Web Presenter or ATEM? Well, the Web Presenter is the big version of what's built into the ATEM Mini. It takes whatever video feed and turns it into a USB output. That's all it's doing. if I had to do that between that's the only thing that thing does. The ATEM Mini does that, plus it allows for inputs, mixing, all this other stuff. The ATEM, and it's half the price. The ATEM Mini blows away the web presenter because it has the web presenter functions built into it, plus. King Piccolo, how did you integrate the Elgato Stream Deck into your church's media computer? Let me cut over and show you how I did that. So I'm going to remote into my church's system. And the way I have it, you download the Stream Deck software. And let me open up OBS first. And I'm hearing music that I don't want to hear right now. So with this open, you you install the software, and it comes with this configuration software. So as you see, these are the scenes, just like the OBS Complete Bundle. I have the same thing in my church, and I made a scene for OBS. And each one of these points to the specific scene. So pre-live is pointing to the OBS scene for pre-live, which is right there, which is starting soon. And then ATEM, which is the scene that we're using for when we're going live, goes to streaming. That correlates to that. And that's all I literally did. Now the go live button I have linked to go live. So nobody at my church interacts with OBS. Everything is done through the Stream Deck. So even launching OBS, I have it in the default. When it defaultly comes up, I have all the buttons here: church website, our knowledge base. There was a video I showed how to do a knowledge base inside of the my church for training. I was trying to spit out the answer, but inside of here, I go in there, and that's how they can get to it. Our Facebook, rebooting the computer, because I have the computer locked down. That's how I have those integrated together. So hopefully that answers your question. It's really straightforward to do. From the PC, display 2 is coming out of VGA to a BNC switch for the main display in church. Okay. Hey, Oakdale, send me an email, please, and we'll try and get you squared away with that. Hey, Anton. Hey, you're welcome, man. It's like everybody got caught off guard with this, so whole thing is just trying to help people get caught up to where they can do what they need to do, and recognize that this is important and at least sets the foundation for moving forward. For all of y'all who said thank you for the answering, you're welcome. Time to talk with Yevgen. Hey, you're welcome. Honestly, PL Davis, I really can't even speak on that because I'm a volunteer at my church. I don't get paid for what I do. You need somebody that honestly, let me get on my my church podium here for a second. What you need to do, no matter what it is, you need to get somebody that first understands the tech, but then understands the purpose behind it. So if you're here on this stream and you're not about church stuff and the message of Jesus Christ and all that other stuff, step away just for half a second. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just going to share with you my testimony. That's fine. I guess for me, I don't hide what I do. When you're looking to hire somebody from a church, yeah, you need somebody that's knowledgeable, but you need somebody that recognizes this is ministry and this is important. They're just not doing this for a paycheck. That's the first thing. You need to get somebody that has a servant's heart, understands the purpose of this, but then also knows the tech and able to get it. That's the short answer of what I would suggest. I mean, PL Davis, you can set up one if you want to. like I said, I don't have no harm with helping that. I mean, for yours, based on this, since it's not technical, you can just do like a phone consultation if you need some help with that, and I can help you as much as I can. Could you help me? What is the best format for video recording to edit in DaVinci Resolve? Me personally, I use MP4. Are you speaking of a specific codec? I would need to know what type of camera. Honestly, DaVinci Resolve can read almost any codec. I haven't came across one that it hasn't. But I use MP4, H.264 or whatever. H.265 works as well too. I stick to H.264 encoding right now. I'm gonna do 3 more questions and then we're gonna cut out here. What program do you recommend to broadcast songs live? We have acoustic instrumentals to play live. Honestly, you can use any type of media player. If you're playing them from the system, or if you're playing them from inside the house, I kind of need to know a little bit more. Because, like, for example, when we play tracks, we play from our computer that's actually also doing ProPresenter, but it's routed into our sound system as well as our stream. That's how we do it. We don't really need to add anything new. If we're already capturing sound, it just does it that way. That's what I use. But I need to know a little bit more about your setup, because y'all might be doing something different. Hey, you're welcome, Elder Strong. Mark, does Caster require stream keys like Facebook Live? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Hensley Lewis, greetings from the Netherlands. Hello, hello. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Pixel Pusher. I just looked up embedding my Facebook feed into WordPress site. I have tried this several times and it does not work. I'm trying to do it via a scheduled live stream. Thoughts? The live streaming, the embed does work. Facebook is broken to where when it shows like an error is on Facebook's side, but it does work. It shows up once you actually start live streaming. That thing has been broken like that for almost a year now. But it does work. Like, for example, if you just push that, like do a private one on your page and do a live stream and go live and then copy that code, you'll see it works. Now, there is a plugin that somebody made to make it work for WordPress. I haven't tested it out yet, so that's why I haven't talked about it. But when I do, I will let y'all know. And thank you again. I mean, the system doesn't, this is the Hensley Lewis, the system doesn't need to be that powerful in comparison. Like I said, what I would recommend is, and I will put it in the description here on, again, all of the live streaming systems that I have on here. And I'll just include the most recent one that we did that Taylor and their church won. And this goes over the specs of what I put as a bare minimum for live streaming. We're looking to switch over to a video camera and stream using a computer. What would you be a recommendation on and get a system with a good video card for live streaming? Well, honestly, VBM Nation, the same system that I just put in the description that I built for the 10K giveaway, I would do the exact same thing, but I will bump it up maybe to a 3400G, the next step up from the 3200G. Well, honestly, it depends on what you're trying to stream. If you're using vMix, yes, go with the 3400G as the processor, but the exact same system will work. Our new A10 Mini Pro is supposed to arrive on Monday. Lucky you, First Baptist. Lucky you. A lot of people have asked me if I was going to order it. I don't see a need for it right now for me, so that's why I haven't ordered it. That's why I haven't talked about it. But if I do get one, I would definitely talk about it. I know it will probably be late, but again, I will talk about it. Why does YouTube keep jumping my comments? After the church live stream, do you go back to Facebook and or YouTube to end the stream? trying to see if there's a way to automate it. No, Naveen, inside of there's a setting in Facebook to say that when you stop the stream, it ends the stream. Then you don't have to go back and do that. That's how I have mine set up. Silent Chrome, what's up? Yeah, I'm doing good. Okay. He was talking about he got the Stream Deck mobile that you can use with your phone, and it's like I think $9 or $7 or something like that a month. So you don't need the actually Stream Deck device. You can actually just use your phone. I'm looking for a lower thirds flare free version. Is there any way me to get it for free? Yeah, I don't know off top. Send me an email and see what we can do. Greater in Newark, New Jersey. Okay, I had a couple of friends up there. I've been trying to combine OBS and Zoom, but having trouble. Do I need two sound sources for it to work? No, you don't. But I need to know: are you on Mac or a PC? Because there's a Mac workaround that you need to do if you are. Thank you, D Johnson. Yep. Number, honestly, I forgot what your question was. I'm sorry. I probably did. I'm going through and answering everybody's question. So yeah, I did answer it. I just don't recall it off the top of my head what it was. What is the best way to have a church live stream where the pastor, a few leaders, and media are in different locations? With this, honestly, I mean, it's similar to the Zoom one, but to be quite honest, I think some post-production is needed for that one. That way you can work out all the details of any type of issues, especially if this is your first time live streaming. I would not go into this green stepping into doing live streaming in remote locations, because that's a lot of moving parts that you want to get done. So last thing you need is for it to be live and then somebody's connection goes down or something like that. And this is going to be my last one. Thank you from Peru. I appreciate that. Thank you. Sanjay, with the Mac, there is a workaround. If you look up on YouTube, it's my brother-in-law sent it to me. It's Mac Skype or Mac Zoom audio workaround or OBS. It's something like that, because it's a issue with the Mac that you have to do to fix it. Oh, with Silent Chrome, if the mobile Stream Deck is free, I'm gonna test that out. And it keeps jumping over. Okay, so Silent Chrome was saying that the Stream Deck for your mobile phone is free. I don't know why every time I looked, it kept saying I need to pay for it. And I'm pronouncing it wrong. I'm sorry. Greater Abyssinian Baptist Church in Newark, New Jersey. Please send me an email and we can see if we can get you squared away. Hello, everybody. Sorry, I know y'all are just joining, but we about ready to wrap it up. My mouth is parched, and I think I got about like 4 other appointments later today. No, Nimba, you do not need the web presenter. Don't even mess with that at all. Honestly, if you need to just merge in sound, you need like a Personas, like not a Personas, but a Scarlett like 2i2 interface. But again, you really just need a cable from your sound system going directly into your computer. That's the easiest way to do it. So thank y'all so much. Thank you so much for everything. Oh, your pastor's in Belgium and in the Netherlands via Facebook Messenger, and it works fine. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Might want to play around with that, because I'm all trying to figure out other ways, because as this goes longer and longer, we need to get more creative ways to get stuff done. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it. If you have any other questions I didn't answer, please hit me up on questions@ajhomes.com. If you need some additional help or anything like that, you can always hit me up and schedule a consultation with me. Just because time is kind of tight, this makes it easier for me to dedicate that time just for you and whatever issues that you have going on. Y'all stay safe with everything out here. If nobody else has told you, if you're in media ministry, thank you for what you're doing, because we're helping sustain everything that's going on and keeping our message going out to a world that needs to hear what we're talking about. I consider y'all all e-missionaries, because we're going to the highways and hedges and sharing God's word with people that we might not ever meet. So again, thank you. If you like this type of content, I appreciate a like. Consider subscribing and hit that bell. That way you get notified when we come out with other videos to help modernize your media ministry. This is AJ. We will see you on the next video. Later.